Welcome back to RDB Reviews with Ryan discussing film, TV and opinion.
Episode 46 will start with a HBO Max original series, exclusively here to the UK. It's Sky Atlantic original series, Raised by Wolves, produced by Ridley Scott. Yes, indeed.
Right, so Ryan says this is produced by Ridley Scott and a host of other producers, so it's got a lot of people behind it. 2 androids are tasked with raising human children on a mysterious virgin planet. As the human colony threatens to be torn apart by religious differences, the androids learn that controlling the beliefs of humans is a treacherous and difficult task. Ryan didn't know what to expect from this first HBO Max original TV series. Raised by Wolves Series 1 was disappointing. Here we go. So in the pros, the world building was so striking that you can't believe it. Only 2 characters that I was invested in were the mother and father, and the action was confidently well handled. But in the cons, the show spends too much on the religion and God-like theme. It's Prometheus all over again. Each character was very complicated and hard to get invested in, and it was difficult to keep up with what's going on with the series. Ryan lists cast and crew and gives a really nice backstory as to who the characters are. We won't go into that now because Ryan can tell us about that. But as ever, the review that I'm reading from will be in the description of the video. So, disappointment, Ryan.
Yeah.
Big budget, but disappointment.
Yeah, and also, this is the mistake on my part, which was it take like months away from like watching a new episode every week.
How do you mean?
You know, like you watch a TV show, like, okay, you I'm red hot into this, but then you just realise, oh, wait a minute, I got all other stuff to focus on. And then after you've done all that, you realise, oh, crap, I forgot about this one.
So you feel like you invested more time in this than you should have done, given that it wasn't very good?
Most of my investment into all the other Power Rangers seasons, which we'll talk about all next week.
Okay.
Other than anything else.
Was this advertised? Did this come up on your own?
Well, no, not really. This was, I think, one of the first few actual HBO Max original series. They greenlit it in the introduction of HBO Max way back in like a few years ago.
It bears a lot of resemblance to Prometheus. You know, it's about God and where did we all come from, mixed with science fiction and going to other planets. And I agree with a lot of people's complaints about Prometheus. It was far too wannabe intellectual. You know, they'd have all these conversations about God, and you'd think people don't talk like that. People don't have conversations like that on the cuff. You know, you would talk about where do we get our food from, surely. I've not seen the program, so I don't know how dodgy the dialogue is. But the impression I get, Ryan, is you felt like all the religion stuff was shoehorned in, like it was unnecessary.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, and I thought few of the character designs were the 2 characters that were in charge looking after the children.
Are they the androids?
Yeah, like androids.
Are they very Michael Fassbender-like?
Well...
Have you seen Prometheus before?
No.
Oh, sorry.
I've seen nothing involving alien.
Oh, really? Well, you've all that to look forward.
I just already know by... I
Exactly.
just know it from other people.
It's cult stuff. There is this android who goes a bit, you know, crazy. It's like the old Frankenstein story. This feels very much like Ridley Scott really likes playing with his toys and he doesn't want to stop doing androids versus God versus aliens. Anyway.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, thank you.
It's mostly like that. But I was like, I don't know where this is going to go, but I'd probably just stick with this. And I made the foolish mistake of leaving it for several months, and your mind, all your investment is like gone. I was like, what's happening here? Yeah.
So that's almost unfortunate. If you'd watched the whole thing through, maybe you would have had a different feeling about it. But because there was a long gap between episodes and then finishing it, you kind of lost the who's who.
Yeah, and also I lost touch in like what actually was going on.
Yeah, it sounds quite complicated. I mean, if I can just read the plot again quickly. The human colony is threatened to be torn apart by religious differences. The androids learn that controlling the beliefs of humans is a treacherous and difficult task. It sounds very baggy, you know. You would think it would be they land on this planet and they learn how to live together.
Yeah.
But this whole androids learn how to not tell people how to not believe. It sounds a bit silly.
Oh yeah, everything is like a bit silly. And I thought it was mad.
Yeah.
But I did like the fact that during the end, the children did take matters in their own hands.
All right. So there are kids on the colony that have to kind of look after themselves.
Well, yeah, when the series progressing.
Yeah. Okay.
And they like a plot line which it bored one of the androids about their like checkered past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's all when you watch alien movies, Ryan, you'll see all the tropes where the android is actually evil, and it just takes a while for them to start killing all the humans and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and sadly, no Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, I mean, he's great. I love him on screen. He's one of those actors that you can just kind of look at, but at the same time, it's a bit boring seeing him be a robot all the time. Yeah.
I know.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I found this series just a disappointment.
So you wouldn't recommend this one, do you think?
Nah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
if you want some of the people who are like a big fan of Ridley Scott,
Yes.
or like his movies, I think, then you will love this one.
If you've still got hope that he can make something good, yeah.
But if you're not, then don't bother.
Ryan has other content for you. Yeah.
Right, so get that one sorted. And the next one is
Space Sweepers.
which is a South Korean film.
Quite a tiny poster, but that just makes it more intriguing. It's sci-fi again.
Yeah. Basically like a Star Wars-esque film.
Directed by Jo Sung-hee, written by Yoon Sung-min, Yu Kang-seo, I won't try and pronounce people's names. Basically, you can check Ryan's view. It's an all-Korean production, it looks like, and distributed by Netflix. After snatching a crashed space shuttle in the latest debris chase, Spaceship Victory's crew members find a 7-year-old girl inside. They realize that she's the human-like robot wanted by UTS space guards and decide to demand ransom in exchange. You didn't know what to expect from this film before you watched it, and it was an epic movie, says Ryan. Ryan says, I was impressed how much joy I had with this film. The film feels like Guardians of the Galaxy meets Star Wars. The pacing is fast-paced. The pacing is good, and you can follow who is who.
Yeah, you could tell by the action sequences. I could tell that, okay, these are the good guys, and these are the bad guys. You can tell by the action sequences.
Yeah, sometimes with shaky cam and everything, action sequences are just jarring. You don't know what's happening. But this was quite well directed in that sense. All right. Ryan has only a few cons. Some of the scenes are too exposition heavy, and I didn't understand what the characters were saying a lot. And that's potentially because it's in a foreign language.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're having to follow the action, but also the subtitling, and when it's exposition heavy, there's a lot to remember then. You have to keep all that in your head.
Yes, but and also, I'm pretty much like, you know what, I don't know what they say. Enjoy this for the entertainment.
Oh, so visually, was it very impressive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit like Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's what I was going to say. When I watched the first Guardians of the Galaxy, I was like, this is great. This is what I need for a long time.
Without a talking raccoon and a tree.
I'm sure they're out there, Ryan. The universe is big enough. They might cross paths at one point. But this is a film, so this is a standalone movie.
Or probably more potential a franchise for the South Koreans.
Have you ever seen Firefly before?
Firefly, no.
I often forget what the movie was called. I forget the movie. If it's not Serendipity or something. Basically, there was a TV series like this, and they made a movie out of it.
Wait. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Thank you.
Firefly. Yes, I heard of it. Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like a space cowboy thing, where they go planet to planet, and they're a group of ragtag renegades, and so this sounds very similar to that, and that had a big following. So maybe this is the Koreans' move into that kind of territory. So maybe it could be a series as well as a film.
Well, yeah, if we see what happens with the pandemic.
Absolutely.
We have to wait and find out.
Maybe they can film it out in space where it's safe.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
But overall, I thought this was such an epic movie. I thought this was fantastic, like a fun, joy film to watch. Definitely during this time in the pandemic, you definitely need this film like this, and I'm glad it did.
Good escapism. Lovely.
Yeah. And also on Netflix, it's
Yep.
a Firefly Lane, which is a Netflix original series.
So this is not at all Firefly that I was just referring to.
No.
There is a poster.
Yep, which is with Catherine Michael and Sarah Clark. Yep, they're from Grey's Anatomy and Scrubs.
All right, yeah. I love Scrubs, but never actually watched it. It's one of those things that I caught a few bits of and thought this is gold, but I never really got to know the characters.
Oh, that's fine because Scrubs are just immediately, actually both those shows, are just recently on Disney Plus.
Okay.
A part of their star branding to add it to their sixth brand with the Disney Plus service.
Can I just ask on that, Ryan? I hope I'm not getting away from this. Have Disney just bought the rights to things that they didn't make then, or was it an original? Did it have something to do with Disney before?
I think it's some of the stuff from ABC and 20th Century Fox because they own everything 20th Century Fox.
Oh right, yes, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they own everything of them. So because they were afraid to, because they were too adult.
Yeah, Disney has an image which is kiddie, it's child friendly, and Scrubs is too grown up, but it is for grown ups. Anyway, that's just interesting that Disney are now featuring things they didn't necessarily make with the Disney Castle, but they have the rights to. Okay,
Yeah.
So back this, just to remind people, this is Firefly Lane, based on the best-selling novel. This was released on the 3rd of February on Netflix, and it's a drama created by Maggie Friedman. And Ryan's given us a few of the cast: Catherine Hagel, Sarah Chalk, Ben Lawson, Bo Garrett, Ali Scovby, Ron Curtis, and Yale Yerman. In the plot, Tully and Kate meet as young girls on Firefly Lane and become inseparable friends throughout 30 years of ups and downs. Ryan was intrigued with this new series. Season 1 of Firefly Lane was good, but not great. In the prose, I really love the Tully and Kate relationship blossoming so well. You get attached to the characters at the start and thought the rest of the series, seeing the growth of their friendship go through the different decades, got me invested in the show. In the cons, there are too many flashback scenes and they jump about and can get confusing. Too much forced drama, and the length of these episodes needs to be shortened.
Yeah, too many flashback scenes of make you confused of, okay, somehow I feel me to be swapped around a bit, to keep in touch of okay, because these were the teens, and this is now in modern day.
I suppose they have different actors playing the characters at different ages.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
So that would be confusing right there, wouldn't it? Is you're going from actor to actor, and you have to remember that that's the same character.
Yeah. What really works to this show for me is the relationship between the two leads.
Yeah.
With Catherine Heigl, which I was surprised by her in this series. Fantastic. I didn't thought, but she did it.
Oh, I recognise her from Scrubs now. Yes, yeah, it's been a long time. I think when someone plays a comedy character, you don't value their dramatic ability. You don't think they could do serious acting, but then they do, and you're like, oh, you're actually very good. So you made a point that it's forced drama. Does it get a bit tear-jerky or serious?
Oh yeah, certain moments, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm just oh, I move on.
So the length of the episodes, they could just cut those bits out, and then it would flow a bit more.
Yeah, I've been able one scene with Sarah Cox's character Kate was trying to get in a touch with her sexy side.
Right.
Yeah, because her character is Tessa Friend, which is a producer, television producer, and her friend is this big time chat show host.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they are also slowly how they became friends, and see how their friendship had changed so much throughout the 3 decades they've been together.
It was making me think, Ryan. So 3 decades ago would be 1991, and I don't think I have any friends from back then. I almost do. I have friends still from the mid-90s. I don't see very often. But so I'm relating to this because I'm probably contemporaneous with them, about the same age. So I can look back 30 years to friendships. So do they still live close, or is it about how they now live separate lives but they're trying to stay in touch?
Well, I think they still stay in touch. I think it's Kate who is like normally like married and not married, they got a child, a little girl, which having like mother-daughter trouble. And you got Kate who is like living life as a
she can do what she wants, yeah?
yeah, especially with sleepy guys and like dedicated to a job.
Mm-hmm.
And actually have like have her own like mother-daughter like problems briefly, rather like a mum down, a controlling mum in her life who is like had to like sell their childhood house away. And one great scene which they like finally meet each other after decades apart from each other.
Right. So they weren't always in touch. They rekindled the relationship.
Yeah, but also like the mum just clueless and probably just like nothing to do with her because she like left her for this big opportunity and follow her dream of becoming a chat show host.
Okay, right. So there's a lot in this, Ryan. You say the episodes are quite long, but clearly they're having to fit all of this drama in.
Yeah.
This has a lot in it. I was just saying, and the episodes are long, but maybe they want to cram a lot in.
Well, no, really. I think the idea was like just have this show focus on the two leads and how far their friendship had become from ups and downs.
Is it funny as well, in part, or is it?
Oh yes, there's some parts, yeah, in a way. But overall, I thought it was like a good series, but not great. But probably this might have potential to become in season 2, or probably another long line of Netflix shows they cancel because they're not pulling viewers.
Yeah, we discussed how they're sort of throwing everything they can against the wall and seeing what sticks. You know, what will people want to see more of?
Yeah.
Maybe they have a sophisticated way of working that out, you know, based on how many downloads and how many streams and that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like just recently, they just shown off their presentation for another streaming service, Paramount Plus.
Is that separate to Netflix or is that related?
Oh no, I think that's definitely separate. It just joined another long line of Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Netflix, those ones. Another contender to join the race.
Yeah. Have you heard of Hulu before?
Yes, I did hear Hulu by name only.
Yeah.
But for some reason, can't get it here in the UK.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which is that's okay because it's on other services here in the UK.
Yeah, and as Ryan was saying, as you were saying, you have so much that you could watch. You've got to actually be quite clever about what you spend your time doing because there are things you're missing.
Yeah, and also, what are you buying as well?
Right.
Like,
yeah, I mean, we can have a chat about that another time. What brand are you buying into? But I'm quite a Netflix fan, I'll admit.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the first series. It's only just aired, really. It's only just come out in February, so we won't see any news about follow-up to that for a while. Obviously, as well, Ryan, if you've watched it all, you've binged it, I'm guessing. How many episodes?
Oh, it's only like 10 episodes.
Yeah, but you were saying each one is, I presume, an hour long or more than half an hour.
Oh, yeah. Some of them do feel like an hour long.
Yeah.
They feel like forever.
I think it's interesting that you've already watched it in the month it was released, you know. So that's almost like Netflix have shot their bullet now. They need to go and make something new for Ryan.
Yeah. And we're going to be talking about Disney Plus by the end of this conversation.
Okay.
But now back to this. The first thing we're going to talk about is the next one is a excellent movie, which with Zendaya and John David Washington.
Yeah.
Called
Malcolm and Mary.
Yeah, Malcolm and Mary, which I thought that was excellent. Like excellent in like, which is all like black and white.
This is a very nice looking poster. This is a love drama, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Hang on.
Yes, Malcolm and Mary. Yes.
Madly in Love. Is this a movie? You said a fantastic movie.
Yes.
So Netflix movie starring Zendaya and John David Washington. He is from Tenet fame, is he?
Yes. Tenet fame. Yes.
Yeah, which I still haven't seen. I haven't seen either of these actors, but you were a big fan of Zendaya from Euphoria, the TV program.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they've not let you down.
And also, I think there's a little series on Disney Channel with her. This was way before Zendaya. That is Shake It Up.
Okay, so you knew her from that before you watched Euphoria.
Yep.
Okay. Smoldering tensions and painful relations push a filmmaker and his girlfriend toward a romantic reckoning. Malcolm and Mary were excellent. So I suppose you're saying the film, that's the title, but also the actors playing those characters were excellent. In the prose, I was impressed how this film was made in black and white. Oh, good. The dialogue was really insane, but also amusing, and its commentary in Hollywood. And I really enjoyed the performances from Zendaya and John David Washington. In the cons, certain scenes drag on for too long, and it does give you time to breathe in each moment. Highly recommend watching this film on Netflix. As a romantic drama goes, they can be a bit, well, not very exciting, but clearly this has won you over. This has been a good watch.
Yeah. And it doesn't like have too much cast members on there. They just focus on just the two.
So they really have to hold your attention.
Yeah. And I would say this is like stuff that I ever seen before.
Brilliant. Yeah. Well, they're big name actors as well. So Netflix is getting more and more big league. So this isn't just some made for TV rom drama thing. This is actually quite a well-made film.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's wonderful about like social commentary about Hollywood.
You said, so what the way their commentary on Hollywood, contemporary, now, talking about what's happening now.
Oh, yes, what's happening now. It's going to happen now with like, about like the Me Too movement and like, about like, if you do something like, say like the Gina Carano thing's going on at the moment.
I'm vaguely aware of that. Is it to do with her political views?
Yeah, political views of like, about like social media, like I'm like, I can an issue. I could hear reacting to that, and I would say I was surprised, like to see Zendaya like swearing for a little change.
Right, so she's in the grown-ups after 9 o'clock bracket now. She's not just making things.
Yeah, but not suck her booty up anymore. Nope.
Right.
And she's like in the upcoming new last Spider-Man film.
All right, so she's someone that I should probably be aware of, even though I don't watch anything. She's a big name now.
Well, yeah, well, getting up there, yes, indeed. And also John David Washington.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, again, he looks great in the poster from Tenet. I love his suit with the waistcoat, but I don't know anything else about him. So I need to watch.
Other than being Denzel Washington's son.
Is he? That makes sense. He shares a name. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also I think he's just going to be in the big ones because of his last name.
Maybe, but if his acting talent is good, then that's fine.
Yeah, without question.
Yeah, it's not like my dad's famous, so let me on set. No, he belongs there. That's good.
Yeah.
Do you have like a desire to watch one rom-com, one science fiction drama? Are you trying to find different genres to watch to review, or is it just randomly what comes up in front of you?
Mostly randomly.
Okay.
Also, like, sample when I design these pictures,
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, which one to watch here the next time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like,
So yeah, you don't quite know what's going to come up, but you're very fortunate that there's
yeah,
always something to watch.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I do sometimes.
Yeah, it really helps me, Ryan, because everything you talk about is new to me, pretty much. These are all things that I haven't, apart from The Boys or something like that, that I had heard of before. This
Ah,
is all stuff that I could now go and look for on Netflix. Remember, I was complaining before that I just scroll and scroll and scroll, but now I know that I could watch a film with these two actors in on Netflix
right.
right now if I wanted. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Alrighty.
And let me just squeeze in one more
Go on.
here, which is this film's a little bit late in the game, but this is also like related to Netflix as well,
Mhm.
which is called The Willoughbys.
A Netflix original movie presents The Willoughbys.
Hmm.
Is animation comedy, kids and family. It
Yeah,
had kind of, to me, a kind of a Tim Burton-y, though I really wish I could remember the animator's name. Not Tim Burton, but the guy that actually makes Tim Burton's animation movies.
yeah,
Cast includes Will Forte, Maya Rudolph, Alicia Cara, Terry Crews, Martin Short, Jane Krakowski, Sean Cullen, and Ricky Gervais. Narrated by Ricky Gervais. He's in America land nowadays, so this
oh
might
yeah,
have
he's
been
dead,
America.
and also I think yes, he's dead now. Wait, the whole film, like when he's like the cat, he's like the cat that just look at the screen, tell just one word with his reaction, what he's saying
Yeah.
when he's narrating.
Yeah, I mean, Garfield did that probably better than him, but yeah,
Yeah,
we'll give him some credit. Neglected by their parents, four old-fashioned siblings venture out into the modern world with their new nanny. I don't know what to expect from this film, but it was good. The animation style reminds me of the Spider-Verse. Yeah, likewise. The story went far and beyond in terms of tone and story. Ricky Gervais was marvelous as the narrator of the film, and I enjoy laughing at this movie. And Ryan has no cons.
yeah, yeah. No cons at all.
Good for you, Ryan. I mean, obviously you should look for them, but if there's nothing you can think to say bad about this,
No,
great.
not really, because when I was thinking about this one, and I'm thinking, are there any like things bad about this film? And I couldn't think of any of them either.
Good for you. Maybe you were just in a particularly good mood, but
Yeah,
that's fine. That
yeah,
works.
I'm probably just beside myself on what I'm seeing.
Brilliant. So animation was good, the acting, voice acting was good, and the story was good.
Yes,
Cool.
indeed. So now we spend the last hour talking about Disney Plus at the moment because recently they added this star lineup to its long list of advertisement.
So I can see the word star there, but
Which is their way of branding instead of putting Hulu on there.
but it is Disney Plus, but it's a subsidiary. That means it's something owned by Disney, but they're not using the Disney name.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So now they got like 6 brandings on here. Of course, Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic, and now Star.
Okay, so what does Star involve? What's that about?
Well, I probably just got like old like TV shows and movies, like Family Guy, 24, The X-Files.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
No, strange collection of things. Yeah.
Yes, Independence Day, Modern Family, Glee,
Yeah.
Scandal, Sons of Anarchy,
Yeah.
Futurama, Prison Break,
Yes.
American Dad,
Uh-huh.
and a few of the documentaries from ESPN, and got the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes movies,
Yeah.
and the Die Hard films.
I was going to say, it seems like everything from the 90s to the early noughties has just been bundled into this one service. It's all a bit random.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course, because Disney doesn't want to, like, sit on them, wait for ages to find out what to do with them.
Yeah. Well, there'll never be a better time now to get people streaming. We haven't touched on this point, Ryan, but now that we are potentially seeing the end of the pandemic in sight, it's not here yet, but with vaccines, we can see that this will eventually get under control. Can you imagine? People will stop streaming in a big way. People will be going out, they'll be out playing football, out at pubs, restaurants. So
Oh, yeah.
Netflix, the streaming services are going to see a big drop in the number of people streaming. But right now, they've got us all as a captive audience.
Yeah, but what is the potential for a second one?
I'm sure people will always come back to the streaming. There just won't be as many people stuck at home with nothing else to do as there is now.
Oh, yeah, but I think it's, for me, it's like multitasking.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot for you to try and keep in 1 week's worth of watching. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the same thing's going to happen with my mum eventually.
What's that?
Of like, realise what you just said. Yeah, finally the pandemic is over. We can go back out again.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I imagine people are going to want to go out and do lots of things, but it doesn't mean that people will stop streaming. It just means there might be a dip in the millions of people currently logging in. Now, was there anything in Star that you wanted to discuss specifically, or are we just discussing the general service?
Oh, the general service.
Okay.
But there's the stuff I will be like probably watching at some point is 24.
This is the Keith Sutherland anti-terrorism thing.
Yes, which I'm probably going to start because I watched halfly season 1 on DVD.
Oh, so you've seen half of the first series, but then stopped.
Yes, definitely now. Here's the reason why, because I got like the first 2 seasons out on DVD at the old video shop.
Yes.
Where it used to be people like Jazz. So when they Jazz own a video shop near the Clapham Market.
Mm-hmm.
Like the old market with the old tut in there.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much out of business now. Yeah. I'm glad it's now on here.
Yeah, see, 24 is the first thing I ever binged, because its premise is it's all 24 hours. Yeah. And I found it very, I watched it in 2001, I think, very compelling. And so you want to watch it all the way through. So you must have gotten to midday because it starts at midnight. So halfway through is midday. And then you go from midday to the second midnight. So interesting.
Yeah, and also they only like 2 original series of the Star brand.
Right,
Big Sky, as a detective always against the clock.
Yeah.
And a new animated, a new science fiction comedy. A science fiction anime comedy.
Solar Opposite.
Yes, which is a family of aliens crash on Earth and must take, with basically like trying to fit in America.
All right, so are they disguising themselves as humans?
Yeah, pretty much. It'll be like their neighbours next door.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the other original, which is the sequel to the Blood Simon.
What's that, sorry?
Oh, I think was a film in 2018 called Love, Simon.
Yeah.
Based on those graphic novel of the same name. But this is like the follow-up to that, which is Love, Bitter.
You haven't written reviews for these, but these are things that you might get around to if you feel like it.
Yep, exactly.
Good man.
And even got like Family Guy here and The Simpsons.
Right, so obviously 20th century. Yeah, that makes sense.
And see the Simpsons movie as well.
I've not seen it. Who cares?
Got very good classic films like Good Morning Vietnam.
Good morning. It's a good film, that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Braveheart.
Freedom. Yeah.
And Bringing Out the Dead.
Bringing Out the Dead.
Yes, as in Nicolas Cage movie.
That's a fantastic film, Ryan. If you probably not heard of Taxi Driver before, which is a very famous.
Oh yeah, I heard of that. Yes.
So this is basically like Taxi Driver, the sequel, because it's set in the 1990s rather than 1970s. Bring Out the Dead is a very good film, Ryan. I'm a big fan of that. Nicolas Cage, great performance as a burnt-out ambulance driver. Just wants a day off, but his boss won't give him a day off. So he's trying to lose his job on purpose because he's so tired. Very funny.
Yeah, and also it's got that on hair on here.
Oh yeah. That's just silly action, but also very fun. Lots of Nicolas Cage then. Okay.
So basically, those ones on there.
Right.
So is there anything you want to say on here before we call it a day?
That's very kind of you to give me the floor, Ryan. Well, I look look forward to talking this new streaming service that's a part of Disney that Ryan has access to. He's mentioned a lot of films from my childhood, which I would be keen on. But no, you are the one directing the show, Ryan. So thank you for asking if I have anything to say. Really, I look forward to what comes out of your mouth and then responding to the...
And I'm looking forward to Monday when we get back into normal shape and we talk about the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And now we will pick it. And we'll see you on Monday.
Brilliant. All right. Thank you again, Ryan. We'll see you again soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care, mate.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.